spoken word scene and share some few nuggets. So the first piece is titled Kintsugi. So Kintsugi is a Japanese word to say mend the broken. So they have a way in Japan that when a pot is broken, for you to mend it back, you have to use gold kind of to tie up the pieces, and then it's like you're rejuvenating the pot again for a new way of reusing the pot. So instead of throwing the pot's pieces away, they just use gold to put it all together. It goes like this. Roll out my sleeves and went to work. What was once a full piece, shattered and broke, down to multiple pieces my hands couldn't pick. Multiple pieces, a dozen, 100 more, times a number I couldn't stick to what my eyes could see or what my fingers couldn't fathom to dig. Out of this pile of formed clay, in this sunny month of May, rays of the sun leading the way, this reflection, this glaze, I could see reflecting in my inner direction. Soul, where was I going? Or better yet, where was I looking, as if I was misguided a bait? I didn't measure the magnitude or paid well attention, or maybe I didn't gauge well the needs or the mix of the clay and water to make it stick up to the fix. Put together, maybe an error of judgment, I don't know. It happens. Sometimes we miss the recipe for its fulfillment. But isn't that beauty in perfection? A quest for something beautiful when mixing the concoction. Like when we read and cook that recipe that we cook every day in our kitchen. Looking for that exquisite, tasty, mouth-dropping glee, savory feel, savory ecstasy. Just like the honey bee, like ingredients coming together, playing a melody with high notes and low notes, sometimes off key or in key. Beautiful, imperfect, you might see. Perplexed, but yet courageous enough to pursue steadily, piece by piece, putting it all together, college like fitting in a fashion attire. With that pot of gold, with that set of sun rays, maxi fold, starting with piece 1, piece 2, piece 3, piecing it all together, slow and steady, constructing the puzzle like a vis, back, head, and center and footer, with all side pieces sideways, mirroring the how two parts like, slowly going in sequences, mending ways through the puzzle centerpieces. Despite the depression, grief of falling and failing, embracing the imperfection in mode wabi-sabi, absorbing the resilience gammon mode through the circumstances, mending the pieces together with the heart of gold, like a friend's fraternity or family relationship authenticity, gratefully to mend it all together for the love of a significant other, a blend of gold, mending two hearts parts together, love for one another, our kintsugi, gold place, rejuvenated. Thank you. It's titled Rise. Goes like this. We rise. Jumping high to reach the sky. We glide and ties to surf on the wave. We fly, parachuted to wave on the wind. We wind up, rebuilding, glowing. We glow as light embeds in our inner body flow. We flow like water. We embrace our imperfections. We perfect our craft and craft beauty with our hands. We hand in our masterpieces for posterity to know. We know life takes turns and returns to make the right turns. We turn to our left and share our legacy to be told. We told our peers and family life must be lived. We live as we live, O rainbow pastures. There's beauty, behold. We behold the greatest grief, the breath of fresh air. We air out our grief and differences. We differentiate between light and the absence of light. We light up our cigars and let the puff mingle with wind, the air breathe. We breathe out, we light our day. For a new way, a revamped loved, loving all the way, crafting the day, mocking the most only way, creating the needs, fulfilling the need. rising the seed off, coming from the offspring growth. Standing tall, taking life's mantle, ready to embrace the rise, the growth, and more to handle. It's all in the beginning, a new way of seeing. Living life to the fullest, it's only substantial. With grit and grind and joy and lighted candles, like a phoenix rise, tatted up on the concrete, breaking free as we rise, beam, and thrive. Thank you. So, thank you very much. When I wrote these two pieces, I was thinking about like the theme of the night. Pieces I've written probably a couple of months ago. But the centerpiece of it all is when something is broken, you have to mend it back, and you have to mend it back in something that is meaningful to you. It could be doing art, it could be going for a therapy session, it could be working to rise. I'm a big fan of movies, so I always reference movies. So this one specifically references The Dark Knight Rises, for some of you who have watched it. The character Bruce Wayne, which is played by Batman, gets into a hole having his back broken by Bane, and he has to spend 5 months making his back stronger. But the problem is the prison, when he's in, he has to kind of like, there's only one way out, which is out. And there's only one rope, and the rope is just up. So the only way to climb is to use certain systems of stones, but there's a place where you have to jump. But if you jump and you miss the next step, then you fall to your death. So he tries multiple times using the rope, because the rope, they throw it down, and then if somebody wants to rise up, they have to just climb. But nobody makes the jump, and they survive because the rope is still tied on their waist. So what he does at the end, he actually removes the rope and he makes the jump. And there is a saying in Arabic that says Desh Basara, which is called rise. So the aspect of jumping without something holding you back makes him jump and climb up the prison where he was. So I think it correlates to the fact of when you have something that is holding you and having a weight on your shoulder, it doesn't let you grow because you're still holding to it. And sometimes I think we are connected to things from the past that affects our mental health. And if we are not able to let it go so that we rise, then we are not able to make the jump and get out of it and become better people. So one way of doing that is to be stronger in ways that are different to people, whether they are into hiking, whether they start martial arts, or whether they climb the Everest, if you're lucky to come back. But the most bigger part here is to be able to remove the rope and be able to come back stronger and be able to fight back. And I believe that's the essence of these two pieces. When I wrote them, there is a fact of breaking the back, which is kintsugi, mending it back with gold by jumping and rising. Thank you.